So happy birthday IEAA. I've been involved in the association since 2005 when I wrote an op-ed piece in The Australian that really annoyed people, and Dennis Murray said, all right, he's potentially a nuisance, let's get him involved in the research committee. I got dragged on the research committee then, made lots of friends in the sector and was co-opted from that point.
This is Helen. I have known IEAA for the last 20 years, and I'm very fortunate to become an IEAA member a few years ago, and now I'm the research committee member of IEAA. Hi, Chris.
Hey, Helen.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
It's good to have a chat. I think since the beginning there's been that very clear focus on research informing strategy, policy, practice within institutions, within government, within individuals' practice and teams, and the association has brought in professional staff, senior leaders, academic researchers, early career researchers, and brought them all together in a really useful mix.
It is. It's not just about student recruitment. It's not just about financial gains. It's more about the intercultural competency development for staff and for students.
Yeah.
And also in terms of the future of international education, there are so many voices in the public domain. So what's your view of the future of international education, both onshore and offshore?
Because international education is such a big part of the system here and the society in Australia, there's a lot more researchers from a lot wider range of disciplines doing research in international education than there was in the past. So urban planners and accountants and people studying the hospitality sector. If you touch on any aspect of life or the economy or demographics in Australia, you can't avoid international education. So I think there's a lot of scope for research in discipline by discipline or profession by profession on what the practices are currently and how aligned countries are with each other and to what extent they recognise each other. And that has really important implications for educational flows. So if a student comes here to study accounting, will they be able to go back to their home country and work seamlessly, or is it going to be a problem for them to be practicing as an accountant? And you can multiply that by every profession where students move from one place to another to practice.
I think international education can bridge that multidisciplinary study, such as professional accreditation, recognition of the qualification. It's really important.
So look, that's the context in which the IEAA Research Committee was established, was that really the academics and the industry researchers weren't talking to one another, and that committee was determined to overcome that bridge.
International education, if you look at I'm an accountant, I look at numbers, it's one of the top 5 export income for this country. So it deserves more support. At the moment, international student fees income have been used for subsidized teaching and cross-disciplinary research. But I think university can do more at a strategic level, at a strategic management level, and also from staff development point of view. Australian universities, especially in the business field, are so much multicultural in terms of staff demographic background. So international education can draw on those staff's own cultural background, and we can learn from and with each other. So this IEAA is really a great platform, and I'm glad it continued to go strong 20 years since its establishment.
We've had, decades of policies which have become very similar between different countries about managing international education. So we have similar visa systems, work rights, post-study work rights, routes to permanent residency, which change a little bit here and there. All that system is very similar. We're at a point now where the government's actually got the opposite problem. Instead of encouraging students, it's trying to limit the number of students. They don't have the policy tools yet to be able to do that well. And I think that's where we as policy researchers in the sector need to be focusing on that right now and trying to help governments, not just in Australia but in every country, work out the mechanisms to manage the system very differently.